Hello everyone, I am Ashish Sharma. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my first video, and as we can see, Mahatma Gandhi, the father of the nation, is on the screen. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, the most revered, respected, and famous Indian ever. Now, why Mahatma Gandhi for my first video? Well, the fact we are in the 150th birth anniversary year of the great man, but also Mahatma Gandhi is quite misunderstood nowadays by the younger generation because they are not aware of the struggles that this man went through his life and what we can learn from his struggles and his failures and success also. So let us start. First of all, this one video is not sufficient for all the things that Mahatma Gandhi has done. So we will have a series of videos by which I will describe to you what his journey was. 10 general knowledge points about Mahatma Gandhi. So the first important point will be his basic details. Now, the basic details of Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi will start from the day he was born. He was born on 2nd October 1869 into an Indian Gujarati Hindu family at Porbandar, Gujarat, which is on the western coast of Gujarat. He was born to Karamchand Gandhi and Srimati Putlibai Gandhi. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi was the youngest child of Karamchand Gandhi and Putlibai Gandhi. Lakshmidas Gandhi, who was born on 1860, was the eldest. Then Raliat Bain, who was born on 1862, and Karsan Das, who was born on 1866. Mahatma Gandhi was married to Kasturba Gandhi, who was born on 11th April 1869. She was a few months older than Mohandas, and Kasturba and Mohandas Gandhi had five children. The first one died a few days after he was born. The four surviving children were sons, namely Harilal Gandhi, Manilal Gandhi, Ramdas Gandhi, and Devdas Gandhi. Now we are dealing with the basic details. So the last important detail is he was assassinated on 30th of January 1948 by Nathuram Godse at Birla House in New Delhi. This is the first important general knowledge point about Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. Now, the next important point is his early life. As I told you, Mohandas was the youngest child of Karamchand and Putlibai. He was a very inquisitive, shy, and observant child and was tutored into spirituality by his mother, Putlibai Gandhi. She inculcated in the young Mohandas the values of Harishchandra, Hindu texts, Buddhist texts, Christian Bible, and the Holy Quran were also read in the Gandhi family by Srimati Putlibai Gandhi. In 1876, Karamchand Gandhi, who was formerly a Diwan in the Porbandar state, was appointed as the counselor to the ruler of Rajkot. Rajkot was smaller than Porbandar at that time, but it had better education possibilities. Karamchand Gandhi shifted to Rajkot. Now, Mohandas started his primary education over there. In 1881, Mohandas attended his high school also in Rajkot. Kasturba and Mohandas were engaged when they were 7 years old. And in 1883, 13-year-old Mohandas was married to Kasturba Kapadia, who was 14 years old at that time. In 1885, it was a very good year for India. The Indian National Congress was born, but it was a bad year for the Gandhis. Karamchand Gandhi, the father of Mohandas, passed away, and Kasturba and Mohandas also lost their firstborn child in that year only. Now, the next important thing that happened to Mohandas was in 1888. He joined the Samal Das College in Bhavnagar, but he could not cope with the quality of education over there and he wanted to pursue law. So he joined the University College of London. Now, mind it, the Gandhis were not a rich family, but Lakshmi Das, who was the eldest brother of Mohandas, was doing very well in his business, and he sponsored the education of the young Mohandas, whom he loved very much. Now, the next important point of Mohandas's life is the period when he became Advocate Mohandas Gandhi. Mohandas Gandhi left for London, but his mother made him take a vow that Mohandas will be away from women, wine, and non vegetarian food in London. Mohandas kept that promise and he joined a vegetarian group over there where he also came into contact with the Theosophical Society and was also one of the founding members of West Ham United, famous football club of England. Sir Arthur Hill, who was the founder of West Ham United, was a very good friend of Mohandas Gandhi. In 1891, when Mohandas completed his education, he was called to the bar. Called to the bar means that when you complete your legal education, it is a term which is used like you have been called to the bar. So in 1891, Mohandas was called to the bar and he left London for India within 2 days. In 1891, as Mohandas reached, his mother passed away, and Mohandas started his legal practice in Bombay, but he was not quite doing well with the cross questioning. He left Bombay and he shifted back to Rajkot, where he used to draft petitions for litigations. A big change in the life of Mohandas Gandhi happened in 1893 when a famous Muslim merchant, Dada Abdullah, employed Mohandas to represent a Muslim merchant guild at Pretoria, which was the capital of Transvaal in South Africa. South Africa presently is quite big, but at that time, Transvaal, Natal, Newcastle, Zulu territories, Dutch territories, these were all independent areas which were not a part of the South Africa that we are seeing right now. So, in the Transvaal region, the capital Pretoria was where Dada Abdullah wanted Mohandas to go and represent. He was given 103 pounds for this employment. So Mahatma Gandhi in April 1893 left for South Africa where he would spend the next 21 years of his life. He was 23 years old at that time. Now, what happened to Mohandas Gandhi in Africa? It was a very shocking experience for the young Gandhi. Now, the fourth point is the South African years of Mohandas Gandhi. The main thing that Mohandas Gandhi faced in South Africa, racism and social discrimination because of his ethnicity. There are many incidents, but the first incident that he was not allowed to sit with European passengers in the stagecoach. Now, what is a stagecoach? A stagecoach is a carriage which is driven by 2 or 4 horses, like you may have seen in the movie Hounds of the Baskervilles or Van Helsing, or in that Hindi movie in which Salman Khan was playing a prince, Prem Ratan Dhan Payo. That is a stagecoach in which the person who is traveling in the stagecoach sits in a coach and the person who's controlling the horses is sitting outside. So Mohandas was made to sit outside on the floor near the driver, but he refused to do so, and so he was beaten up. Next incident was when he was kicked into a gutter because he was walking near a house. Now, to his mind or to any sane mind, that isn't a crime, but he had to face that racial discrimination. Next thing, what he faced was that he was thrown off a train at Peter Maritzburg because he was traveling in first class. Now, this is the most famous scene in any depiction of Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi in a serial or a movie. Like, for instance, Gandhi, the movie, which came in 1982, it won the Best Movie Oscar, and Ben Kingsley, who played Mahatma Gandhi, won the Best Actor Oscar for that year. In that movie also, we can see that incident when the young Mohandas Gandhi was thrown off a train at Peter Maritzburg because he was traveling in first class. Gandhi was totally in shock because in his mind, he thought that he was educated in English language, he knew the law, he was wearing a suit, he could speak the language, and he knew every mannerism that a Britisher knows. So why was he treated like someone he also did not want to be treated like? So that was the main question that came to his mind. He was in a situation where he had to decide either to leave South Africa, come back to Rajkot and do the litigation process, or face this thing and make a name for himself. That is why Mahatma Gandhi should be respected. He was in the court, and the magistrate of the Durban court ordered Mohandas Gandhi to remove his turban. Now, the turban in those days for any Indian was a very important cloth that they wore on their head. But the magistrate of the Durban court ordered him to remove it. Mohandas was kicked by a police officer because he was walking on the footpath, and Indians were not allowed to walk on footpaths in South Africa at that time. So this is the racism that Mohandas Gandhi faced during the initial years in South Africa. In 1894, when the Abdullah case was over, Mohandas assisted many Indians in South Africa, which was to oppose a bill which denied them the right to vote. He was unsuccessful in that particular case, but he was able to create a society, a small group of people, and an organization called the Natal Indian Congress. Look, South Africa at that time was a very complex place. There were Britishers, there were Africans, there were Dutch, there were other white people, there were Chinese, there were Muslims, there were peasants, there were Indians, and there were every group of people which did not like each other. And the Indians had to make a niche for themselves so as to be accepted in that society. That is why Gandhi made the Natal Indian Congress. Now, in 1896, Mohandas returned to India and took Kasturba and the two sons back to Natal. The other two children were born in South Africa. Next, in 1899, Mohandas established the Natal Indian Ambulance Corps to assist the wounded soldiers during the Second Boer War. Now, what is the Boer War? Well, the Boer War was fought between Britishers and the Dutch, along with some independent African tribes, which were promoted by the Dutch against the Britishers. The Britishers won the war, and the Natal Indian Ambulance Corps was highly acclaimed at that time because they went into the war zone and took care of the wounded soldiers. Mohandas himself was going to the front lines and removing the wounded soldiers during the firing. So he received the Queen's South Africa Medal for this bravery, which was a very respected medal at that time. By doing so, Gandhi created a sort of importance for the Indians in the minds of the Britishers, who were the colonizers, the chief colonizers over there. So now the Indian importance was increasing in that area. Now, next, what happened? In 1901, Mohandas returned to India with Kasturba and their four sons. Mohandas Gandhi attended the Calcutta session of the Indian National Congress, which was presided by Sir Deanshaw Adalji Vacha. In 1902, Mohandas was practicing his law in Bombay when the Indians in South Africa requested him to come back. Now, this request was because they were not getting that sort of importance from the colonizers because Mohandas was away in India. Now, Mohandas returned to South Africa, and in 1903 he established his legal office in Johannesburg. After doing so, he started a weekly newspaper called the Indian Opinion. Shri Mansukh Lal Nazar was the editor of this weekly, which was published in four languages, that is Gujarati, Hindi, English, and Tamil. This newspaper was a weekly newspaper, and the longest serving editor of this newspaper was Manilal Gandhi, who continued to be the editor of this weekly after Gandhi left South Africa. This was a very important thing that Mahatma Gandhi did in South Africa. The next thing, in 1906, he started the Indian Ambulance Service again during the Zulu Rebellion. Mohandas started the Satyagraha on 11 September against the Asiatic Registration Act. This act targeted the Indian and Chinese population at Transvaal. This was the first time when Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi started Satyagraha. Now, what is Satyagraha? And Satyagraha, how did this concept of Satyagraha came to Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi? Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi was influenced by Leo Tolstoy. Leo Tolstoy wrote a letter to Taraknath Das in 1908. This letter was called a letter to a Hindu. In 1908, a letter to a Hindu was written to Taraknath Das by Leo Tolstoy, which was also read by Mohandas Gandhi. Before that, Mohandas Gandhi had started his satyagraha in 1906. What is satyagraha? Satyagraha means oppose non-violently. Non-violent opposition to an aggressor is confusing to the aggressor. This concept was written by Leo Tolstoy. Now, Mohandas Gandhi and Leo Tolstoy were pen pals. In 1910, Leo Tolstoy died, but in the famous letter, A Letter to a Hindu, he has mentioned Swami Vivekananda also. And the most important book which Mohandas Gandhi read in his life was The Kingdom of God is Within You, which was written by Leo Tolstoy. By reading this book, he got the idea of the concept of peaceful opposition. Satyagraha was first practiced by Mohandas Gandhi during this act, which was repealed by the government. Next, in 1908, the Asiatic Registration Act was again enacted. Mohandas termed this act as a Black Act because this act was targeted towards the Asian and Indian people who were working there at that time, and they had to submit a registration to be given wages and all. For the first time, Gandhi was imprisoned in 1908 for his satyagraha he did in Johannesburg. In 1909, Mohandas traveled to England as an advocate for Indians of Transvaal against the Black Act. During his return, he wrote a very famous book called The Hind Swaraj, which is a concept of the Indian Home Rule by Mohandas Gandhi. In 1910, Mohandas established an idealistic community called the Tolstoy Farm near Johannesburg to honor Leo Tolstoy, who died the same year. Here, Gandhi made Satyagraha into a concept, and he nurtured his philosophy by studying Swami Vivekananda, Thiruvalluvar, and he also studied Leo Tolstoy. Now, who is Thiruvalluvar? Thiruvalluvar is ancient saint, wrote the fifth Veda. This book can be called the fifth Veda. Is also called the fifth Veda. The book is Thirukural. Now, Thirukural, which is a very important book in Tamil, was written during the Sangam literature period, which supposedly happened during 3rd century BC. Now, Thiruvalluvar gave the concept of silent opposition or peaceful opposition in his book Thirukural, which was read by Leo Tolstoy and Swami Vivekanand and later on by Mohandas Gandhi. So Satyagraha is a concept which was developed by Mohandas Gandhi. Now, in 1912, what happened? 1912, Gopal Krishna Gokhale, who is considered as the political guru of Mohandas Gandhi, visited South Africa, and he came to know that the South African Union is going to be formed, by which many territories will be taken and made a part of the South African Union. So he advised Mohandas to return back to India. In 1913, Mohandas conducted his last satyagraha in South Africa when the Supreme Court of Cape Town ruled that all marriages which have not been performed according to the Christian rites were illegal. Thus, all the Indian marriages became invalid, and it made all the children illegitimate, which deprived them of the right of inheritance. This was a very bad thing that would happen to all the Asian and Indians who were staying and working in South Africa. Mohandas opposed this act, and on 28th October 1913, he started the Great March, which was from Newcastle to Natal. It may seem a very short distance, but it was a 36-mile march, that is 58 kilometers approximately. which was undertaken by Mohandas, and many people joined in along with 2000 Indian miners, mine workers. Mohandas started the Great March to oppose this verdict of the Supreme Court. In June 1914, General John Smuts and Mohandas Gandhi signed an agreement by which the Supreme Court order was abolished and Indian marriages were made valid, and that law was taken back. On 18th of July 1914, Mohandas left South Africa for England. Now, why did he go to England? On 18 July 1914, Mohandas left South Africa for England. Now he was in a dilemma. The dilemma was that he wanted to meet Gopal Krishna Gokhale, who was in London at that time. And Kasturba was severely ill. Add to that, Lakshmi Das died in 1914. Lakshmi Das, the elder brother of Mohandas Gandhi, who sponsored his education in London, he died in 1914. An year back in 1913, Karsan Das was also the third child of Karamchand and Putlibai. He died in 1913, and Kasturba was very ill. So he was in a dilemma that his work in South Africa was finished and he had to leave for India. So miraculously, Kasturba survived this illness and Mohandas left South Africa for England to meet Gopal Krishna Gokhale. But Gopal Krishna Gokhale was in Paris at that time. When he reached England, Lord Hardinge, who was the Viceroy of India from 1910 to 1916, he was also there and he gave the medal of Kaisar-e-Hind, Kaisar meaning emperor, Kaisar-e-Hind, to Mohandas Gandhi for the ambulance service he rendered to the Britishers during the Boer War and the Zulu rebellion in South Africa. This was a very important medal, but later on we'll see Gandhi returned that medal because of the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. In 1920, he returned the medal because of the 1919 Jallianwala Bagh massacre. Before Mohandas could set sail to India, the Great War was declared. Now, it was called the Great War at that time because the Second World War did not happen. When the Second World War happened, the Great War was renamed as the First World War. No one knew that, okay, now it is First World War, then it will be Second World War. So during that time, it was called the Great War. So before Mohandas could set sail for India, the Great War was declared. Mohandas was trapped over there. And mind it, Mohandas was also suffering from pleurisy. Now, what is pleurisy? Pleurisy is a disease of the lungs when the cavity of your lungs gets attached to the membrane and liquid is formed. So, in layman's term, it can be said the lungs are filled with some sort of liquid. So he was also suffering from pleurisy at that time. Now he was in a double mind whether to travel or not. Next, what happened? Mohandas was suffering from pleurisy, but he was advised to return to India. And at last, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi and his family arrived at the Apollo Bandar in Bombay on 9th of January 1915. Now, this concludes the video. In the next video, we will see what Gandhi did in India. And in the later on videos, we'll see how Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi developed into Mahatma Gandhi. Thank you very much. Please subscribe to my channel, like my video, and press the bell icon for notifications. Thank you very much. Stay safe.